welcome back to the drive-thru. I'm your host, Tony T. As we broadcast live here on Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We will get you out of here before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the drive-thru, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Deliver live free picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place. So we'll meet the cappers and get right to the picks as we don't mess around here on the drive-thru. Let's say hello to David. David, what's going on?
Not much, Tony. Just enjoyed the long holiday weekend. It was a solid weekend with some action, and excited to look here tonight. I'm excited to see how the Pacers respond here in that series and see if they can bounce back or if the Knicks are going to use that momentum.
Should be an interesting one tonight indeed. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
Well, not too much. Tough weekend for me. I got worked a little bit after being hot. Definitely cooled off in the weekend, so had two losing days back to back. We had Sunday was a losing day, Monday was a losing day, so I'm trying to make start of the new week winning. Otherwise, you'll probably see this gone tomorrow. I'll be new looking because the beard will go bye-bye if it's another losing day today. So, but I love today's card, so let's get to it. Lots of winners to be had here in today's slate.
Let's get to the games tonight, guys. We'll get started here with NBA here, Knicks and Pacers head-to-head. We've seen this line tick up a little bit. We were seeing Pacers, too, for most of the, since the opener. Actually, the opener was bigger. It was BetCris opened 4.5 with the Pacers. That was the opening line, total 219. Now we see it down to 3. It was at 2 at some point. But now we got the Pacers laying 3, total 219.5. You could probably guess that Naismith has been cleared to play. Clean injury report on both sides. So we get underway here with David.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch this one. This should be pretty interesting. You know, when we saw the Pacers score, I think 42 points in that second half, they had looked fantastic for 2.5 games, right? And all of a sudden, the offense lays an egg, 42 points in the second half. They end up losing that. I do like them to bounce back here. I do think it's another close game, though. I think the Knicks really found something there in that fourth quarter, and we saw Cat just go to work. And I think they're going to really lean on him once again here in this one, but do it for the full game. I think that'll definitely help. I think it's a close game. I like the Pacers money line. It's sitting at -145. I mean, the 3.5, I would also take. I just feel like it could come down to one of those situations like last night where the foul games at the end, and I think it would ended up being a 2-point game. So I lean Pacers -3.5, but I like them on the money line.
There we go from a Rod. You can find 3s in most places now. There is a 2.5 at Circa there. So let's get on over to Rod.
And for me, I'm looking at I like the Pacers here. Bounce back after they were in full control of that game 3, rolling along, had themselves a nice little lead, and then the Knicks changed up a little bit, or was it the Pacers taking their foot off the gas a little bit? I think the Knicks ramped up their rebounding action and definitely took more homeless and trying to grab that rebound is what changed. But what I've seen all season long from the Knicks is when they're out on the road and they win an upset as a dog, that first half they followed up not playing so good. 0-8 ATS in that first half following an upset win as a road dog this season. So I think that as we've seen in that last game 3, the Pacers had themselves a lead heading into that locker room at the half. I think they have themselves a lead here heading into the locker room again. You only have to lay a point and a half. I think they easily got a 2-3 point lead, a late with the Pacers in the first half.
There we go here from Rod. Tell you what I think here about these games here for this one tonight here. We see Indiana, a team in the playoffs that has shot 48%, 36% from 3. New York overall just over 42% on the road in the playoffs. That's a concern here for New York. And look at Indiana here. After that bad home loss to Cleveland, they bounced back with a 20-point win at home. They have bounced back with blowout wins by 20 points or greater in each of their losses in the playoffs. That's a way to bounce back when you win by 20 or more. So I'm not going to go extendo here. I'll just go ahead and take Indiana here, laying the points in this one. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru as well. Turn our attention over to Major League Baseball here for today's card. We'll take a look here at some of the pitching matchups here for today as well. We get ready to look here at Major League Baseball. We'll see if there has been any changes here for this card. I know Chicago flipped pitchers. The White Sox flipped pitchers yesterday and today. In that White Sox game. We'll get to it here in just a second as I kind of scan to see if there's been any late-minute changes here. notice that Jonathan Cannon will start today for the White Sox. Cannon in today. Richard Fitz has been inserted here for Boston tonight against Milwaukee, so that's been a change there. And also, let's see who else we have here. If there's any other changes for tonight, don't see any here off the top. Nope. Uncle Mike Burrows was announced this morning as a starter for Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh with Mike Burrows officially there. So you're caught up with everything. So let's get to the games here. You can also do an in-game here in this Dodger game. We'll conclude it here in this slate. It just began here. So let's get to the games here. Dodgers and Guardians, top of the first. No score here. LA $1.25. Total sits here at 9. Cardinals and Orioles. We see the Cardinals $1.18. Total 8.5. Giants and Tigers. Giants $1.17. Total 7.5. Braves and Phillies here. Strider coming back for Atlanta here against Ranger. Braves $1.06, total 9. And then we close out with Twins and the Rays. Twins $1.16, total sits here 8.5. A very competitively priced first 5 games here. No one favored by more than $1.20, right? Or $1.20 or less here. So very close lines in these 5 in this box of 5. Get it underway here with David.
Yeah, in this Braves-Phillies game, I love watching these two go head-to-head here in the NL East, but I'm going to lean towards the over here in this one, currently sitting at 8.5. Atlanta's offense is starting to turn things around. I know they've been a little bit inconsistent, but with Acuna coming back and Ozuna starting to heat up, they have been hitting the ball a little bit better. They're going up against Suarez, who has been pretty good. 3 earned runs or fewer in 3 straight starts. We did see him struggle against the Diamondbacks earlier this year, 7 earned runs. But Strider on the other side for the Braves, he's pitched in 2 games. The one that he just pitched in recently coming off of the IL, 4 earned runs, 6 hits, and just 4 1/3 innings against the Nationals. I think the Phillies offense should have a huge day here in this one. They've been one of the better offensive teams all season long. Strider will probably settle down here, but I just don't trust him until I see him kind of get back to his former self. So I like the over in that game. And then the Giants and the Tigers, another total I like. I like the under 7.5. Logan Webb for San Francisco has just been fantastic. Jack Flaherty for the Tigers has been inconsistent, but he has pitched better in his last 2 starts. But Webb has allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 3 of his last 4. And this Detroit offense is really slowed down. If you look at them over the last week or so, every game they've played that they've won, they're doing all their damage in 1 inning. Other than that, the bats have gone cold, so I think you see a lower scoring game in Detroit. So like the under 7.5.
There from David. Next up on over to Rod.
Yeah, the first one I'm looking at is that Atlanta Philly game. I like the Phillies there over the Braves. Sure, Strider's making his return for the Braves there in that one. When is his 2nd game back? I don't know, pitcher in their 3rd game back. Give him a couple games to get acclimatized to getting rolling again. And Suarez has been pitching lights out. Team's got 3 straight wins in his starts. And over his career, after he gives up a game where he doesn't give up any earned runs, he follows it up with a win and usually covers the run line. So this money line's good enough. I don't need to be chasing a run line. You can't chase a run line, get a nice plus price, because I think they cover it, as David alluded to. I think the Phillies bats can get to Strider early and score some runs, where they score more of their runs at home here in this one. And then another one I like in this spot, give me the under between the Twins and the Rays. You look at Joe Ryan on the bump, and man, he's been rolling right along. His last 3 starts, he hasn't actually. You can go all the way back. His last 4 starts, he's given up 2 runs in his last 4 matchups, where he's went 7 innings, 6 innings, 6 innings, 6 innings. I think he can go deep here against a Tampa Bay squad. That hey, you look at what Taj Bradley does, and he's not a bad pitcher at times. He's won 3 of his last 4 starts. And he averages about 2 runs. He had that one little blip against the Marlins where he gave up 5, but in his last 5, he's averaging about 2 runs a game. And against the Twins, last time he's seen it was a 4-3 game. So I like the under in that matchup. I see 8.5 in most places. Give me the under. Twins, Rays.
Yeah, from Rod, tell you what I think about some of these games here. Now, I'm going to go come in with St. Louis here in this spot. St. Louis is hitting pretty well in their interleague games at 288. I just don't trust this Orioles bullpen over their past 6 games in the area over 10, and they are 3-8 in their past 10 games, losing 7.5 units there. Cardinals have won 7 of 12 on the road. I'll look at St. Louis in that spot. Like the under with San Francisco and Detroit. Logan Webb Pretty good numbers this year. San Francisco, though, just not hitting over their past 7 at $1.90, but their bullpen is in good form. Tigers hitting just 205 over that as well, but their bullpens have been good. Flattery's numbers have been better at home. When we look here at the Giants here, 7-2 as a road dog to the under as road favorite, I should say. 7-2 as a road favorite, -110 or higher this season. And look at Detroit, 15-9 to the under at home. I like the under that one. I'll take the Phillies based on their bats, and Suarez is good form, but Atlanta hitting just 217 against left-handed starters against these upper-tier teams. The Braves 0-4 on the road against teams with a .620 win percentage or greater. I like the Phils in that spot. Continue with the under here. We look at the Rays, 13-5 the under in their home night games. If you ever watched those Tampa Bay games on television in that minor league stadium, it looks very dim. It does not look like a bright stadium or a brightly lit stadium. It looks like a minor league lighting there when you look at that Tampa Bay home. Maybe it has an impact there with these unders. Batters not seeing the ball well because it's dimly lit there in Tampa Bay. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru as we continue in for the next series of games. And you would think it'd be over with the hot weather over there, but they've been going under. And I believe that's the reason. When you watch those games on TV, it's very dimly lit. All right, let's get to the next series of games here. Next up, we've got White Sox and Mets. We got the Mets 265, total of 8. Reds and Royals. The Royals $1.15, total of 8. Red Sox and Brewers $1.05 on both sides, 8.5 is the total. Rockies and Cubs, wind blowing in, as you can tell by this number here, this total here. The Cubs 295, total 7.5. We end the block with Blue Jays and Rangers. Rangers $1.35, total of 8. We get the block underway here with David.
Yeah, and this Mets-White game, I know the White Sox are just 5-22 on the road this season, and they haven't had much to celebrate this year, but I think taking them on the money line here at plus 230 is worth a shot. Cannon for the White Sox has actually been pretty strong here. 2 earned runs or fewer in 3 of his last 4 outings, but you look at the Mets, they're going with Miguel on the mound, and he really hasn't been that great recently. He's allowed 4 earned runs in 3 of his last 4 outings, including his last home start against the Cubs. Obviously, Cubs are much better offensively than the White Sox. But just based off the starting pitching matchup, I don't like what I've seen from Miguel, and I think the White Sox at this price are worth a shot. And then looking at the Red Sox and the Brewers, I don't love either of these starting pitchers. Savale for the Brewers, I know he's only pitched 7 innings this year, but just has some disgusting numbers. Fitz for the Red Sox, really not dependable in my book. I think we can see some runs scored here, so like the over 8.5 there.
There we go with David. All right, next up we move right on over to Rod.
Yeah, for me in these this time block, you know what? I'm gonna take a shot here with the Reds rolling into Kansas City. Hey, you look Singer on the mound for the Reds there, and that one returning to his home park. In that first game, he got himself a nice little standing ovation by the hometown crowd. But it's just this Royal squad as a favorite. They've lost 5 straight as the favorite, and I think Singer has one of those games that, hey, I'm going to return back home here. I'm going to pitch a gem. And I think the Reds get the win there in that matchup. And then another one I'm looking at in this the middle block of games here is looking at where's Boston and the Brewers. I like the Brewers there in the spot. I'm not going to put my money on Ricardo Fitz. Sounds like he'll be giving you fits all night long there in that one. I'll take the Brew Crew. They looked good last night. Got themselves a win at a plus price. It's a coin flip here at this one. I'm not a big Savale guy, but this Boston team on the road, 11-5. 4 games below 500. I think the Brew Crew take advantage again and get the win. Give me the Brewers in that one.
Yeah, here we go from Rod. Yeah, it's hard for me to back Savale. Having watched him give up 4 home runs in a game against the Dodgers last year. So it's hard for me to get on his side when you watch something like that in person. But I'm going to go under here with the White Sox and the Mets here. We look at Chicago, just 218 batting average against the right-handed starters. New York against the AL hitting just 202. But their bullpen has been sharp here. ERA under 2 in their interleague games. McGill's numbers better at home, an ERA of 1.86. But my goodness, the Mets in interleague 16-3 to the under and 9-1 to the under at home against these teams that lack power, averaging 0.9 home runs per game or fewer this season. As a road dog, White Sox 16-10 to the under. I like the under in that one. White Sox and the Mets. I'm going to come in with KC here at this here. Cincinnati hitting just 206 against lefties, and Singer in his 5 road starts, an ERA of Damian 6.66. So There you go. The Omen, 666 there, number there for Singer on the road. So I don't trust Singer away from his home park here. Reds 2-5 on the road against lefty starters, losing 3. I'll look at KC in that spot. And I'll come in under with the Rockies and the Cubs. Colorado hit just a $1.95 on the road. We know the wind's blowing in, but the Cubs bullpen over their past 6, an ERA of 1.61. Rockies are the big dog of $2 or greater this season on the road, 13-6 to the under. Like the under in that one. And we got Blue Jays and Rangers. I like Rangers run line here. Toronto over their past 6, 221. Francis in his past 5 starts, an ERA of 7.5. Evaldi over his past 7, an ERA under 1. And I'll look at the Rangers. 7-2 to the run line at home, facing a team that averages 0.9 home runs per game or fewer this season. That's a 5-unit return here. So this Rangers team get it done against these these Blue Jays that can't hit homers. You got a nice plus 130 price on the run line here with Texas. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru as we close out baseball here with these final 5 games. Next up on the block, Athletics and Astros. The homeless now in a Major League City. We have Astros 222, total sits here at 8. We now go Yankees and Angels. Yankees break the $2 barrier here, 213, total 8.5. Nationals and the Mariners here. Mariners $1.60, total 8.5. Pirates and D-backs. D-backs 255, total dips down from 9 to 8.5. And we close it out with Marlins and Padres here. The Padres here $1.48, total coming at 8. We get it underway here with David.
Yeah, I like the run line here for Houston, the -1.5 here. The Athletics, they actually haven't been that bad on the road, 14-12 on the road, so a decent road record. But J.P. Sears in his recent outings has really struggled. 10 earned runs over his last 9 innings of work, 14 hits in that span against the Angels and the Giants. In those 2 games, the A's lost 10-5 and 9-1. On the other side, you have Hunter Brown on the mound, who has just been fantastic this year. An ERA just over 2, a WHIP under 1. I know he got roughed up last time out against Tampa Bay, but I'm going to take him to have a bounce back outing here. And like I said, I don't believe in Sears right now. I think he's a great pitcher. We've made a lot of money with him, but I need to see him bounce back before I back him. So I'll take the Astros on the run line. And then same thing in the Diamondbacks and the Pirates. I know these aren't the best prices to be laying with -1.5, but Pittsburgh just 6-20 straight up on the road this year. They're going with Burrows. And I know he's only made 1 start, 4 earned runs, 4 hits over 5 innings against the Brewers. Corbin Burns on the bump for Arizona has allowed 1 earned run or fewer in 4 of his last 5. We know Pittsburgh's offense is the worst in the MLB at scoring runs, so I like Arizona on the run line there.
Yeah, from David. Next up on over to Rod.
Yeah, I'm with David there. I like Arizona, but I'm going to take him Jovan style and take the extendo run line. I think they whoop it up on Pittsburgh there in that one. I'm going to go after the -2.5. I think I'm even going to put a little on the -3.5. It was 5-0 last night. I expect we can see the same there to cover our 2.5 and 3.5 in that one. And then I'm going to take a shot here with the Nationals. First game out on the road for the Nationals here in this one. And what do they do after an extended road or a home stand? They come out on that first game out on that road trip and play well. They're averaging about over 6 runs in that first game out on the road, following 4 or more at home. So I'm going to take the Nationals against the Seattle squad, who struggles scoring runs at home. I think they're the worst of the MLB, if I'm not mistaken. Give me the Nationals. You can take their team total over as well in that matchup. A couple I like in the late spot.
Yeah, from Rod here. I'll say what I think here about these games here. I'll look at the homeless Athletics are out away from the shelter, Major League City, so no more cold showers and sack lunches here in the Major League City. Give me Athletics here in this spot. Athletics hitting 289 over their past 7. Houston hitting just 217 against left-handed starters. Also bullpen of 4.5 against the AL. Series numbers have been better here on the road. And looking here at this Athletics team, 6-2 on the road, facing a team with an on-base percentage of 330 or lower this season, winning 4.5 units. Give me the homeless Athletics here in that one, plus the big plus price there. I'm going to take a stab on the Angels here at this big plus price. I know Rodon's been sharp, but hey, Anderson's been the big talk in trade talks because he's about the Angels' only all-star, the way he's been pitching this season. The issue here with New York is they're just 1-4 on the road against a good AL starter with an ERA of 3.70 or lower this season. Can you believe they've only faced 4 starters on the road with an ERA of 3.7 or lower? That's what I find very hard to believe. They haven't faced any quality starter away from home. So here's a quality starter away from home. The Yankees have been 1-4 against them, losing 4.5 units. So give me the Angels at this big plus price. Hey, why not? They swept the Dodgers, right? They can take one from the Angels on this trip. Pittsburgh and Arizona, the roof is closed. Give me the under. Pittsburgh hitting just 207 on the road. I think they're going to have a hard time scoring against Burns here. My only concern is Arizona trying to run it up, but we got the roof closed, so those balls might hit the warning track today here. Burns in his 4 home starts, an ERA of 1.5. We look at Pirates here, 9-1 in the under, facing an NL starter with an ERA of 3.20 or lower this season, and the Diamondbacks have gone under in 8 of their past 10. And I'll look at the under in that spot. And what else here? That's going to do it for me in that block. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. As we'll turn our attention to the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs for tonight. We do have a pretty big game here tonight in the NHL. As we move on here to Game 4 between the Stars and the Oilers. Can the Oilers take a commanding 3-1 series lead? We'll see what happens here. It's weird when a team wins 1 and loses 2. It feels like the team that won 2 in a row is on their way to winning it. But we'll see how things can turn fast here. Oilers need to get this one at home for sure. Oilers $1.44. Total 6.5. Oilers up 2-1 in the series. 8 Eastern on ESPN. We get it underway here with David.
Yeah, I love what I'm seeing from Edmonton. Really like them to win the cup here this season. But I actually think the Stars here have some value. They played pretty well. I know that Game 3 score was 6-1. It got away from them late in that game, but they didn't play that poorly in the game. They generated plenty of chances in the first and second. Stuart Skinner was fantastic, and we've seen Skinner be either elite or terrible. And I just feel like it could be one of those games where the Stars get some momentum, have another fast start, and jump out to an early lead, and we could see one of those Skinner games that he has some trouble in. So I think taking Dallas here at the plus price, given how they played in the first 2 periods of Game 3, is worth it. I do like Edmonton to win the series, but I just think Dallas could come out and steal this one.
There we go here from David on over to Rod.
Yeah, and you look at this matchup, well, couple ways that I see is both these teams pretty good in these spots. The Oilers over the last couple seasons in game number 4s, well, they're perfect. 7-0 in this spot. Speaking of Skinner, well, him in game 4s, well, he's a sub-1 goals against average. He's got about a 970 save percentage. Best goalie in game 4 in playoff history has been Stuart Skinner in these spots. What I also have noticed is that this Dallas squad this morning, they went all in practicing, going that this is almost they took some serious effort, working on the power play, working on the penalty kill on the ice this morning. All team was in on that action. What has Dallas done all season long off of these road blowouts where they did get blowed out by 4 goals or more? They bounced back on the road here in this spot, 7-0. So someone's always got to go here in this one. The Oilers 7-0 over the last couple of years in game 4s. Dallas 7-0 this season after losing by 4 goals or more. So what I'm going to do, this is a 6.5. Give me the over, because what have the Oilers done all season long after allowing a goal or less in 2 straight games? They go over, 5-0 to the over. If Dallas wants to beat the Oilers, guess what? You're going to have to score some goals like we've seen in game 1 where it was 6-3. And you look at these 2 teams head-to-head over the last 5 head-to-head, 4-1 to the over as well. Give me the over in this one tonight.
There from Rod. All right, let's continue on the drive-through. Let's turn our attention over to the W for tonight. Pretty big card from the W, 5 games, so let's go over them here and get some picks for you guys from the W tonight. We got Wings and the Sun here. We see the Wings here laying 4, total 163. Valkyries and Liberty. Look at this line here. The expansion team here facing the world champs. Liberty here 18, total 162. We got the Storm at the Lynx. We got the Lynx here laying 7, total 156. And your late night game tonight features the Sparks at home against the Dream. The Sparks here 2.5, total 162.5. we conclude here with the Sky and Mercury. We got the Mercury here laying 7, total 159, a 5-game card. We get the block underway here with David.
Yeah, there was really only one game here on the slate that I loved, and that is a premium play for me. So the other one I was kind of looking at here was this Wings versus the Sun, 2 0-4 teams. I think Dallas has been the better team in my opinion, but I just think the 4.5 here with the Connecticut Sun at home is where I would put my money. I know they struggled last time out, only 55 points against Atlanta. And they've really struggled all season to score 68 points per game overall. But this Wings defense is allowing over 86 points against per game. Neither team shoots the ball very well. So I think getting the 4.5 with the home team is where I want to be.
There from David. Next up, we move on over to Rod.
Yeah, looking at that same game, I'm going to take the under in the first half. As David alluded to, both those offenses struggle to score points. I know Dallas's defense hasn't been the greatest, but the Suns team struggles to put the ball in the hole and score points, averaging about 68 points a game this season. So give me the under in that first half. I think it's a slow, boring crawl in that first half, and you get under. I see 80.5, 81. Definitely shop your number. We're going to take under that one. And then looking at these Valkyries heading into the Liberty, this Valkyrie squad, as long as they don't turn the ball over, they can play some solid defensive basketball. Very good at hitting their free throws, hitting 87% of their free throws. They don't turn the ball over a lot, and they can definitely hang out rebounding this Liberty in some spots because they're very good at getting that rebound. You look at New York rebounding, -9 on the season. But the biggest thing here is the turnovers. The Valkyries don't turn the ball over and shoot themselves in the foot. I think they can then hang early with this Liberty squad. So I see it at 10 in most places in that first half. I'll grab the Valkyries plus the 10 in the first half there. And then everybody's seen what Seattle did most recently. But that was at home. Seattle on the road, not good. I remember that first game of the year where they struggled to score 59 points. Did that Seattle squad. So the Lynx at home, I know that they play the better defense. I know that Seattle could match up offensively, but not here. Lynx too tough defensively. They win by 10 plus there in that matchup. And then the next one, the Sky and Phoenix. I'm going to take the over in that matchup at 159. It's come down a half a point or so. But this Sky team, I'm going to say they're the worst in the WNBA defensively, giving up 94 points a game defensively. I know at times Phoenix and the Sky struggle to score some points, but I think this is one of those track meet type games, and they make up for it. Give me the over 159 there. And then one more for you. I'm going to take the Dream here in this one. I know it's a tough spot. Sparks aren't as good. They're laying 2.5. I'm going to take the Dream on the money line. I know they're dealing with some injuries, but at a nice plus 120, I'll take it. Give me Atlanta over the Sparks. Sparks will get better when they get their top star back for an injury. Which is they figure about 3 weeks she'll be back. B. McBride there for the Sparks. So until then, give me the Dream there in that spot.
Yeah, from Rod. All right, we got you through here at WNBA. Now it's time for our Parlay Purple segment, where our cappers can give out a parlay. They give out a team player prop, game of the future. They make the call on this segment. So let's get it underway here with David.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over 8.5 in that Phillies Braves game. I'm going to put the White Sox money line in there, and then the Astros on the run line. Little three-teamer.
Three-teamer from David. Next up, we move right on over to Rock.
Yeah, for me in this, we're going to go to the MLB. I'm going to give you a little three-teamer here in the MLB. We'll take the Phillies on the money line. We're going to throw in the Reds on the money line, and then throw in Washington on the money line. Little three-teamer for it.
Three-teamer there from Rod. Say what I think here. I like a three-teamer. White Sox, Mets under. Give me the Athletics plus the price, and the other one I would like here would be the Angels plus the price there. All right, we got you through our Parlay Purple segment. Now it's time to see what our cappers have for sale over at Pick Dogs. Prim, heading to a big week of actions. We're in the conference final of the NBA as well as NHL. Lots of baseball up there as well as action from the W. Let's see what Rod's got for sale over at Pick Dogs Prim for tonight's action. Rod has put together an impressive past for 2024-25, showing great results. What do you got for sale, Rod?
And for me, tonight I've got a few plays going tonight. I got my NHL one-timer play. Hey, I dropped it yesterday. I figured Florida was going to wrap out, but hey, Carolina stayed alive. So looking for a bounce back there. Definitely been hot these playoffs in the NHL. So definitely scoop up that play. Got my MLB play of the day as well. So singly or those two plays are included in the Tackle Book Tuesday, as I alluded to a couple days where I had a tough patch of games, but those happen. So nice little bounce back here on Tuesday for me. Looking to get some winners, and I love the cards. So I got a nice little 5-pack. Grab that Tackle the Book Tuesday, or better yet, hey, take advantage of that 2-for-1, 3-for-1 capper promotional. Pair us all up that you see here on today's drive-through, and let's have a nice big winning week together. Can't go wrong with that. Use the promo code PICK at checkout, save 15% off.
There you go. Get on board with Rod over at Pick Dogs. Show me some good results here, Rod, for the year NHL. Let's take a look and see what David Racy's got rolling over at Pick Dogs for him. David putting together pretty good results here over the past 30 days. David, what's for sale?
Yeah, I also have a little bit of everything. I have a play in the NBA, WNBA, and NHL, along with a handful of MLB plays packaged up a couple of different ways. Anyone that follows me, or if you're new to following me, I'm definitely a high volume better. So long term, definitely makes the most sense. You're going to get the most bang for your buck there. Even in the summer months, even when it's just baseball, I usually have 4 to 5 plays a night. So like Rod said, pair us all up long term or join us for the day.
Very good. Get on board with David Racy over at Pick Dog for him. All results documented. You can verify these numbers on David's handicapper page there with Pick History. So get on board. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. All right. I've got a best bet on the board right now here from Major League Baseball, as well as a 3-pack with 2 baseball and 1 NBA. Got fair premiums up there. I am number 2 unit producer in MLB for the year, so get on board with me over at Pick Dogs Premium and use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. A good one to get would be that $70 sports pass. Get all my premium plays here for the next 7 days, NBA and MLB, when you get on board and get signed up. And of course, the promo code PICK will save you 15% off. Multi-cap promotions. You can add both Rod and David on that on the long-term pass here using the long-term, we're using the capper promotion, multi-capper promotion. So get on board. All right, guys, we're with you here Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time here with the drive-thru. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, set notifications, getting close to 250,000 subscribers here on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. You know there's great content when you get 250K people hitting that subscribe button. That's quite an impressive feat to do that as well. So hit that subscribe button. Also, lots of great content on the channel, as well as on the website. Of course, David, you're one of the featured writers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat.
Yep, on either site, you just hit that free pick tab at the top of the page. Click on whatever sports you're looking for, NBA, NHL, MLB, or WNBA. Definitely a great source for anyone trying to get into the WNBA for some stats, trends, recent results, things like that. So head on over, check it out, and as we creep closer to football season, we'll have pretty much every single college football game up over at Pick Dogs.
You got to check out David Racy's Ready to Inform. Of course, Rod, pretty much a regular here on the drive-thru.
Yeah, definitely tune in to the drive-thru Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Got you covered here on the drive-thru, so definitely tune in.
Tune in indeed. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the drive-thru. We're back again live tomorrow here at 6 p.m. Eastern time, so make sure to tune in tomorrow, like, subscribe. All right, before we go, anybody have anything to say before we close it out?
87 days to college football.
Counting it down.
We're getting close.
Getting close.
I'm a looking. Make sure you tune in on around the home run derby time. I'll have you the winner. We're going for third straight season of trying to give you the national championship winner, and it'll be dropped here on the drive-thru for you. You definitely want to be on the lookout. Around the home run derby is when I give it out. We've hit the last 2 seasons there. Tonight, take Connor McDavid, 3+ points. He's starting to ramp up his game. As we see in the last game, he got 2 points. And he was, 1 goal off of snipe and a hat trick in that last game. He's starting to ramp up his game. Give it to the Oilers, though. They've had definitely multiple guys scoring. 18 multiple scores, to be exact, have a goal on this Oilers squad. This is the reason why that they keep rolling. McDavid gets 3 points tonight, plus 285.
There we go from Rod. Dodgers already up 2-0 there, top of the second on Cleveland, so they got their bats rolling so far to start it off. All right, that's going to do it here for the drive-thru.